Hello everyone, this is Vrinda with Live Tarot again, and we are going to do a very special deck review today. I've been waiting forever for this special deck to arrive, and so I'm very excited to review it for you. I want to let you know that I've done a lot of other deck reviews as well. So if you are just learning tarot, or if you're doing readings currently for friends and family, or if you're a professional reader, then make sure that you check out all my other deck reviews. They're right there on the channel. I'll also link them in the box below. And if you really like my content and you like my videos and you want to make sure that you get more of it as I start posting more, then please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and share it with your other friends who are also into it, like we are. So let's get into this today. I'm so excited because I love tarot so much. I'm so passionate about it. And I've always wanted to be able to tie my tarot practice into my own heritage, my own culture, which is Indian. So, that's where I'm from. And I am Hindu by my spirituality. And so I just have been so excited that this wonderful gentleman, Rohit Arya, and his illustrator, Jane Adams, have created this deck, the Sacred India Tarot, inspired by Indian mythology and epics. Oh, so lovely. And so I ordered it. I waited for it to come all the way from India. I was so excited, and it's finally here. And so I wanted to show it to you because I think it is the most exciting thing, because it's the first actual deck for tarot made in the Indian tradition. So this is like a first. And so it's such an exciting blend of Eastern and Western values, because one of the things, and it's interesting, if you're interested in, how does Hinduism, Indian culture, how does it coincide? How does it connect with tarot, which is very much a Western medieval practice, right? It came from that time period in the West. How do they intersect? This is exactly what Rohit Arya talks about. And, I've been watching, he has a few videos on YouTube. He has a channel where he talks about, how he put this together, where does the tarot come from, how does the tarot intersect with Indian culture and values. It's fascinating stuff. So I highly recommend you, if you're interested, to watch his videos on YouTube, because they go much deeper on this, and it's really something very fascinating. And one of the things that he says that I like the best is he calls the tarot a form of Western yoga. So it's a spiritual practice from the West that is kind of the yoga of the West, and the beautiful ways in which it encompasses the entire journey of a human child from birth to death, and that how it also goes into the ideas of reincarnation and the past lives, because it is really the soul's journey, right? And that journey, they've been through that journey many, many times. So what he does in here is really interesting. But the best part of this is also not just the beauty of the cards, but the fact that he wrote a very, very in-depth book that goes along with it. And he also talked about this in his videos, and he says that, he felt that the book was like almost channeled, because he would work on it with so much passion and focus every day, and that it would just like working on it for an hour would just like exhaust him, because there was so much that came out. Like, it was so deep, it was so specific. So I actually am I've read the first like 5 or 6 pages, and he's right. It's extremely intense. You really got to give it time to digest and everything. So we're going to go through all of that. So the reason why I actually am putting this one here is because what I love to do as a reader and as a deck reviewer is to show you ways in which you could utilize 2 decks together in a reading to make your reading really more rich and empowering. So I've already done a deck review of the Gita Oracle, which is one aspect of this. So I'll also link that below if you want to check out my deck review of this one. But I think that if you did a reading with these two together, it would be very beautiful, because this is traditional tarot and this is oracle. So when you do a reading, you utilize obviously the tarot as your foundation, and then you can utilize this Gita oracle, which is of the same tradition, just to deepen your messages. So that's why I'm showing this now. So make sure you check out this video as well. So getting into this one, it's so exciting. I'm going to show you the unboxing because it is just so beautiful. Look at this. Oh, look at this. The artwork, so gorgeous, so gorgeous. And this is the book. I mean, I think I'm going to be studying this book for quite a while to come. Look at this thing. Look, it's extremely very, very rich, very, very in-depth. He goes into so much. Look at this. Negativity in tarot. Spiritual concepts and symbols. And then he goes through every single card and what it means in terms of Indian and Hindu mythology. So what I wanted to actually show you is what he writes in the introduction. It's so beautiful. One of the things that really struck me about this is the way that he describes what tarot is, what it means, what it's used for, is just so beautiful. In his words, the way he describes it is gorgeous. And he really does mix together ideas that are very much based in psychology. So like academic, right? Literary, academic, research-based, psychology-based, right? But then he adds that beautiful mysticism and, the unknown aspect of it, right? The mystery aspect, the spiritual aspect. So it's a beautiful marriage of fact and academia and real research into the psychology of human beings, along with its beautiful, spiritual, unknown, divine aspect of it. And that's what I love about what he's done here. So he says, the tarot is a system for raising consciousness. Externally, it manifests in the form of a deck or pack of cards that are usually 78 in number. The tarot has multiple uses. The most popular is to serve as a predictor of the future, but that is also its least significant aspect. It is a tool for generating answers to life questions, a trigger to intuition and creativity, an aid to meditation, as well as a complete spiritual path or process in itself. The tarot defies easy classification as its uses continue to mutate as societies change. The most intriguing and significant aspect of the tarot is its universality, its application across historical time and cultural differences. This is not a new insight. One new tarot pack currently emerges every week of the year, linked invariably to some cultural and historical theme. The tarot resonates with archetypal imagery. Indeed, it is archetypal itself, and is so inherently compatible with mythic structure that it seems as if this was deliberately designed to be so. So then later, and then he goes, deeper into those aspects, and then later he says, I love this part. At the end of the introduction, he says, how does it work, right? This is the $10 million question. How does it work? The short answer is that nobody really knows, hence its enduring power. I venture an approximation here. Holding it frees the intuitive and subconscious aspects of mind through the discipline of study and ritual. The formal pattern of laying down the cards, known as spreads, links you into the larger pattern of energy called the tarot. It is also human nature to defer to what seems to be supernatural or higher wisdom, even though the source of such is always within you. Divination, after all, comes from the Latin divinus, to be inspired by the gods. Hence, it is inherently a serious spiritual process. If misused or degraded for grubby reasons, there are appropriate consequences. The patterns of human nature and human behavior are pretty predictable, and so are most answers and solutions. The tarot spread is a snapshot of your inner reality at that particular moment in time. which is why it speaks so powerfully to you. From a yogic perspective, which is what permeates the sacred India tarot, consciousness pervades the universe. Everything is interconnected, and the past, present, and future are a flowing continuity of being that can be tapped into by certain methods, and one of which is the tarot. The cards seem to link up to the connecting force, which Carl Gustav Jung famously defined as a causal synchronicity. There is an inner imperative that needs to be externally expressed, and it uses aids like the I Ching runes or the tarot to accomplish this manifestation. They are thus synchronous. The cards, runic emblems, and hexagrams matching the inner psychological state, but they do not directly cause such states. The tarot unshackles the mind, advising you as to the attitudes to adopt or the best possible course of action in the circumstances, but the final decision is your responsibility. The tarot creates space for a creative, original, and flexible design effort on your part. So as you can see, I mean, this is very, very thoughtful, very insightful, very intellectual. And then he goes on into a brief history of the tarot. So you can see, right? And then he talks about how it applies to Hinduism. So, for those of you who are really into the intellectual, mythical, philosophical, psychological aspect of what tarot is, I highly recommend getting this because this book is phenomenal. It will give you such a deep, deep insight. And I feel like the more you understand that aspect of what the tarot means, I feel like the more you connect to its deeper meanings, to its potential, to its messages. And I think you'll empower yourself more as a reader. And I feel like knowing this will make your readings much more deeper, much more intuitive, much more powerful. So that's my 2 cents on that. Okay, now let's get into the actual cards. So it also includes this adorable little bookmark. And then here is the actual, the cards. And then this is very interesting. It's a beautiful altar to Babaji. And if you haven't heard of Babaji, he's a wonderful Indian saint who is known to still be alive, and he lives in the Himalayas. And so he's this ancient mystic who is there working towards the spiritual progress of all beings, right? So he's a very beautiful character, very beautiful figure in spirituality. So, okay, so that's what the box looks like. See, inspired by. So I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to show you the cards. What he also did here was he added extra cards. So he gives you, I believe, an extra Fool card and an extra Death card or something like that. There's some extra cards in here as well, so you can see. So, since this is all inspired by Hindu mythology, you can see the way in which, right, that's very Indian, but it's very beautiful, very mythical. The cups are lotuses, 4 of lotuses. The 5 of lotuses. 5 of arrows. So the swords become arrows in this deck. 6 of arrows or swords. 7 of swords or arrows. 8 of arrows. I think it's interesting that he did that because in India, ancient warfare, unlike in the European tradition, was based on archery, not sword fights. Isn't that interesting? And that's why I think he transformed swords to arrows, because that's where you get the cultural, right? The cultural connection. It's a different form of warfare. So here you get 9 of swords or arrows. 10. Death card. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. King of Swords. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups. This is very beautiful. I like this one. They all are, but some of them really are even more striking. 10 of Cups. So I like how the cups become these lotuses you see over here. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. Beautiful. I love the colors on this one. Very colorful, very dramatic, just lovely rendition of the faces. King of Cups. Now the wands are staves. Two of Wands. Four of Wands, more like staffs. Three. Oh, there you go, Ganesha. Blessings. Five of Wands. Six of Wands. So this actually is from the myth of the Ramayana, of the Lord Rama, and how he must fight this evil demon in order to retrieve his wife. He kidnapped his wife Sita and took her to a fortress in Sri Lanka, and how he brings his army to rescue his wife from this demon named Ravan, who had multiple heads like this. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. 10 of Wands. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. King of Wands. Ace of Arrows or Swords. Two of Arrows. The World. Very interesting. There's Babaji again. Blessings of Babaji. Discs. So the pentacles become discs here, right there. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles or discs. Three. Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Very interesting interpretation of the Five of Pentacles, right? Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, very beautiful. Love the colors on that one. Queen of Pentacles, again, very beautiful. The Tower. Oh, I love this. The Tower. The Star. Oh, I love this. It's so beautiful. The Moon. The Sun. Oh, the major arcana cards are really, really beautiful. Judgment. The World. See, this is a second world card, so he gives you two world cards. This is B, the other one was A. The Wild card, very interesting. He adds a wild card in here. And it's meant to be the Fool. This one's lovely too. The Magician. Love it. Very, very dramatic, very beautifully renditioned. The High Priestess. The Empress. Again, love the crimson, the red. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. Beautiful. The Chariot. My only gripe actually with this card is that they don't show enough of the Chariot, because this is actually from the Bhagavad Gita. And this is when Arjuna and Krishna are fighting in the war from the Mahabharata, which is the other big epic that Indian literature and mythology has, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. And here in the actual Mahabharata, the chariot is it's massive, it's glorious, it's beautiful. Here you can't even see it. Like, this is not what their chariot actually looked like, you know? So this is like, yeah, so that's my only gripe with this. I had such big expectations for the Chariot card. I thought it was going to show this beautiful, like in its real renditions. Like if you look up this moment, you can put Arjun Krishna Chariot, Bhagavad Gita or Mahabharata in Google, and there'll be this moment has been portrayed many times in paintings and other kinds of art, and you'll see what the chariot should look like. Which one is this one? The Justice card. The Hermit. The Wheel. Strength. The Hang. It's called the Hanging Man here, but it's the Hanged Man. Death. Here's the other one. See, Death A, and there's a Death B. Temperance. Beautiful. Ooh, I love this Temperance. It's lovely. The Devil. The King of Pentacles. The Ace of Cups. The Two of Lotuses, or Two of Cups. And the final one, the Three of Cups. So there you have it. The Sacred India Tarot. I hope you enjoyed this deck review. I hope that for those of you who are interested in the ways in which traditional tarot connects with Indian mythology, Hinduism, then I highly recommend this deck. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. And make sure to check it out, and make sure to also check out my deck review of the Gita Oracle, which goes very well with that. And so again, if you love my videos and you want to make sure you get all my future videos and content that I'll be posting on the site, on the channel, make sure to subscribe, and please make sure to like and share as well. I would really appreciate that. So if you want to learn more about us, you can also visit us at livetarot.com. So thank you so much for being here. I'll see you on the next video.